Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is November 4th. It is the Scorpio new moon. So we are going to do a pick a pile reading where you're going to pick the cards that resonate with you or that you're pulled towards. I'm going to hold them up in a second. But to let everybody kind of come on and to know that I'm here, I wanted to actually talk about the Scorpio full moon or new moon, because this is going to be big energy. It has been big energy. The new moon energy, full moon energy, 3 days before and then 3 days after. So for about 7 days, you can really feel the energy of any moon, whether it's a full moon or a new moon. Now with this one, it's a powerful new moon because it's actually closer to the earth. And so I just wanted to read a little bit about the Scorpio new moon. Every new moon is unique, and the spiritual meaning of the November 2021 new moon in Scorpio, which is the first new moon after Halloween, which is could leave you feeling breathless. So for those of you who are feeling out of sorts, who are feeling tired, who are feeling the energy, because every new moon takes place in a different zodiac sign and makes its own connections with different planets, there's no easy way to define the way every moon will feel. However, you can be sure that the new moon will be the beginning of something different, something that has the power to change you over time. Think of the new moon as the moment you plant a seed into the soil. You have no way of knowing how that seed will grow or even if it will grow in the first place. All you can do is water it, give it plenty of sun, and be patient, hoping that that seed will eventually blossom in its most fruitful potential. So this Scorpio new moon, the energy of this new moon may feel somewhat extreme. Yeah, hello. Thanks to the fact that it takes place in passionate, intuitive, and committed Scorpio. After all, when Scorpio zeroes in on something they want, they immediately begin strategizing, calculating, and connecting with the will to win. So, this new moon may encourage you to let go of what's been wasting your time, inspiring you to fill that newly vacated space with something truly transformative. Even if it feels like you've hit rock bottom, don't worry. Rock bottom is where Scorpio does its best work, rising to from the ashes like a phoenix and proving everyone who ever doubted them wrong. So this is big, big energy that we're coming into. This new moon may feel a lot more emotionally charged than you would expect because Scorpio either pours the whole heart into something or they couldn't be bothered to care. You may feel somewhat uncertain about what the future holds, thanks to the fact that this new moon will oppose Uranus, planet of rebellion, sudden changes, and innovation, paving the way for all sorts of unexpected things to happen. However, embracing this uncomfortable shifts could be challenging at first. So, as this new moon opposes Uranus, it could also lead to surprising epiphanies, genius ideas, and renewed sense of freedom. So this is going to be big, big energy. So that's why I really wanted to come on and do this tonight. So I'm glad you're all here with me. Welcome, Deb. Hey, Amy. Yeah, I've been exhausted all day. It's been crazy. Hey, Marsha, I'm so glad you're here. This is exciting. Karen. Yeah, I feel you, honey. Exhausted is the word. All right. So I'm going to hold up the 3 piles. If you're watching on the replay, please hashtag replay. Let us know that you were part of the reading, whether you're here while it's live or whether you come back when it's on the replay. Hey, Steph, how are you, honey? All right, so I'm going to hold these up. How do I want to do this? All right, so they're telling me this is pile 1, and I'm not going to look at the card that's being revealed. This is pile 2, and I'm really not looking at the cards. So we've got 1 and 2 here, and 3. All right, so 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, and 1 is the first one over here. All right. So there they are. So what resonates with you? What are you feeling? So this is going to be a little different. So this is 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So this is going to be a little different. I've actually added a card. So we're going to do a little bit of some love reading at the end. So I did pull us a psychic tarot for your heart. For those of you who might have a love question. All right. Hey, Sharon. Hey, class cliche. Hey, Hope. All right. Whew. So I've already pulled the cards. This is going to be big energy. This is going to somehow push you out of something or help you rise up to something. So this is big energy. All right. So we're going to start with pile number one. So pile number one, the overarching energy is fear. So whatever's going on right now is going to kick up your fear in some way. Fear of instability, fear of the unknown, fear because what you're being pushed out of or what you're being pushed towards feels uncomfortable. It's not any place you've been before, or where you're being pushed out of is somewhere you've been for a very long time. And even though it wasn't great or it wasn't healthy, it was what you knew. And so you held on to it. And so this energy is pushing you to make a move, and it's ramping up that fear. So it's going to be really, really important to not step into the fear, to recognize that you're having fear, to look at it and say, okay, I see that I'm fearful, but I'm going to not buy into the fear. I'm going to recognize it for what it is, and I'm going to ask it to move away. All right. So when you're having fear come up, when you're being triggered because of an old situation, when you're feeling unstable or unsafe, you can recognize it, but you don't have to buy into it. You can say, okay, I see the feeling, I feel the feeling, and now I'm going to release the feeling. And you can ask Archangel Michael to give you the strength to help you walk through it. You can ask Archangel Raphael to come in and ask you to heal you through it, or for both of them to take it from you because it is too much for you to handle. All right, to get it out of your heart chakra so that you can move forward. All right, so because, this is about ramping up your intuition, your relationships, and your emotions. So there is going to be some new inspiration. There's going to be some new relationship. So that is going to mean that there is going to be a relationship that is going to be moving away. Whether it's a friendship, a family, a partnership, whatever it is going to be changing, and you're going to be receiving the new through your emotional body. And so for some of you, it might be new intuitive insight. For some of you, it may be a new person coming in. But whatever that change is, it is a brand new beginning. It's not going to be a reconnection. It's not going to be something that you've already been around before. This is going to be a new way to go, because you are coming into success, recognition, and the self-esteem that you need to step in your new direction. So you are moving into success through the intuitive insight or the new relationship or the new connection. All right. So you are going into positive experience, but you have to make sure that you don't let the fear hold you back. All right. So that's why it's so important to recognize it, but not hold on to it. Because if you don't step into it, if you don't step through it, then you're going to have an uncomfortable life change. So Spirit is saying, we're bringing you the intuition, we're bringing you the new opportunity, but if you don't take it, we're going to push you out of what you're trying to stay in. So that's what this new moon for you is going to do, pile number one. It is going to force you to take a step in probably a direction that feels uncomfortable because it's new. And if you let the fear overcome you, then it is going to feel like a tower moment. It's going to feel like something comes crashing down. And you can hold that off by breathing into the fear, recognizing that it's there, and step forward anyway into the new situation, into the new relationship, into the new intuitive idea, gut feeling, way forward. All right. So it's going to be really, really, really important for you to get honest and communicate with the people around you what your needs are. This is about putting up boundaries, folks. So for those of you in pile number one that aren't good at setting boundaries, you're always trying to make everybody happy around you. That's how you could end up with this tower moment if you don't speak up and say, I want this or I don't want that. If you keep trying to be the people pleaser and you don't honestly communicate what it is you do want, then you are going to end up with a situation where things are going to get moved or changed uncomfortably by the universe, by the energies, by your higher self. That's how that works. So pile number one, it's going to be really, really important for you to understand that this change is happening. And how easy the change happens is going to be totally up to you. All right? And so for those of you who had a love question, dedicated effort is what I'm getting for those of you who are in a relationship that may not be working well, or you're wondering if it's going to be important to keep. So I'm going to grab the book. So for those of you with pile number one who had a relationship question, the card, oh, and I pulled right open to the page, guys. I can't make this up. Look at that. And this is not a thin book, okay? Spirit is here. All right, so dedicated effort for pile number one with a love question. The key word is work, perseverance, skill, understanding. Creating and maintaining satisfying relationships takes effort and diligence. You've shown that you have what it takes and that you're dedicated. Through your life experiences, you've learned some valuable interpersonal skills. Use these tools to continue to nurture your relationships with family, friends, and your partner. It's easy to lose focus, especially when situations become difficult. However, you have the integrity and discipline to continue to work at improving your relationships with others. Your efforts will be rewarded. This is a good time to learn more about the people you're currently in a relationship with. The more you understand a person's beliefs, the easier it is to comprehend the motives behind his or her actions. This greater understanding will go far in fostering better communication. Learning new communication skills would also be useful at this time. You have what it takes to sustain positive, loving, supportive relationships. Keep up the good work. So, it's going to be really important, learning those new communication skills. It's bringing me back to the idea of setting your boundaries. That the people that love you, if they respect you, they're going to honor those boundaries, and you're not going to have to worry about setting boundaries with anyone who authentically loves you. So pile number one, if you're setting your boundaries and they're not respecting it, then they're not your people. All right? Really, really important to understand that. All right. All right. All right. Big message. Big message. So pile number two. If you chose pile number two, this is for you. So pile number two, the overarching feeling is, you're welcome, Deb. Hey, Carm. Is faith. Is to have faith. To stay in the faith. To know that it is okay to have faith in whatever it is you're working towards, whatever it is you're honoring in your life experience. To know that you are praying and your prayers are being heard. And if you're not sure of the answer, then it's time to get quiet, because getting into a meditative state will give you and bring you the answers, the feeling, the knowingness, the encouragement, dreams. Some of you are getting the premonitions. You're knowing the way to go, but because it's coming in your dream, it's like you're blocking it. You're going, well, it was just a dream. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it will be okay to take that step forward. Maybe it'll be okay to say, I am worth taking the step that I'm being encouraged to take. Because it is time. It is time to get motivated. The page of fire. It is time to get creative, motivated, and enthusiastic. So you have to have the faith to move forward in your dreams, in your creativity, to be motivated in what it is that brings you happiness, your passion. And for some of you, you keep pushing it away because it's too big. It's going to create too much change. You don't feel like you have all the knowledge or all the skill. Call it in. Pray for it. Because it's time. This new moon energy is going to keep bringing you to taking the step towards that passion, towards that creativity, towards that thing that you've been keep shelving. And Scorpio new moon is going to push you into that direction, because it is time. The Hermit is here to say it is time to find the mentor. It is time to find the tribe. It is time to find the people that can help you on your journey, that can light the path for you, be on it with you, that you're not alone. So it's time to get enthusiastic and creative. It's time to take the steps forward and to have the faith in yourself that you do have what you need within you, and that what you need to keep going on the journey you will receive as you're going. So maybe you don't have all the financial in place right now. Maybe you don't have all of the resources in place right now. Take this step, because as you take the steps, those needs and resources will appear. That's how that works. And the Hermit is here to say, and reach out, network. Find that person to partner with. Find that group of people who've already done it or are in the process of doing it that you can partner with, you can learn from. Yeah, because you are now coming into balance in a way that where you have had injustice in your life, where maybe you've tried this before and it didn't work, now it's going to work, because now you have the skill, now you have the confidence, now you have everything you need within you for the external to fall into place. The balance is being restored. So those people that did you dirty in that last adventure, not going to affect this venture. The people that you come in contact with are going to be there for you. Maybe the last financial situation fell apart. Your backing pulled out. That's not going to happen this time, because now you're ready. Now you're ready. And you have to have faith, because the universe has your back this time. Because you've done the learning, you've done the growing, you've done the healing. It's time to move forward. Because you are transforming. And this isn't little transformation, this is big transformation. So for some of you, you're changing careers. For some of you, you are going to quit your full-time job and go back to school. For some of you, you're going to take your full-time job and work a part-time job in the skill that you want to learn. Or maybe some of you are going to keep your full-time job and start your own business. This is big transformation. Some of you are going to get the divorce. Some of you are going to radically change your relationships, because it's time. Thank you, Michaela, I'm sorry. This is big transformation, and it's time. This new moon energy pile number 2 is going to push you into that thing you keep trying to shelve or negate. It's not that important. I can do it another time. No, you've been saying that for years. It's time. And this energy is going to bring you into that. And that Justice card is big, because that Justice card is saying all of the injustice that you've suffered before, you're not going to have that again. So all those people that did you dirty, you don't resonate there anymore. All that money that didn't appear, you're not resonating in lack mentality anymore. You're staying in gratitude. Your higher vibrational frequency is pulling into you that which is for you, and it's the justice that is the karma that's being returned to you because of all of the growth and all of the change and all of the goodness you've been putting out. So pile number 2, for those of you with a relationship question. You got control. You got control. So control is master, influence, accept, compassion, patience, and confidence are the key words. In order to flourish, relationships must be fluid and free rather than overly rigid and controlled by emotional neediness or insecurity. It's important to master your emotions so that they do not rule the relationship. A partnership based solely on emotion is out of balance and out of control. Self-control is the key here. Act from a combination of emotion and intellect, and your relationship will thrive and grow. Be sure that your influence is gentle and loving. This is not the time for domination. This card asks you to accept another person's uniqueness and to not require that person to conform to a mold of your choosing just to make you feel more comfortable. This card also serves as a reminder to come from compassion and understanding rather than anger or frustration. Now is the time for patience, steadiness, and clear thinking. Apply these qualities to your relationship with others and with yourself. If you're involved with a difficult person or situation, try to look through the other person's eyes and experience what his or her heart and soul feels. Try to see the situation from another perspective. With self-control comes confidence. Allow a situation to unfold and detach yourself from the outcome. Don't try to control it. The end result of self-control and confidence is supreme peace. Take some time to examine how control, in its many aspects, is affecting your relationship. Sometimes that can be the hardest thing, to know that something isn't going well and there's nothing you can do to change it. You have to kind of accept it. You have to kind of let it unfold. And it will either unfold in a way that will work out or it won't work out. But if you're being really honest with yourself, you'll know. And sometimes it's harder to stay than it is to walk away, especially when something is not feeling balanced. So pile number 2, sit with that for a minute. Where are you with that concept, within yourself? And then how is that impacting your relationships? Or is there someone impacting you because of their relationship with the idea of control? And is that something you need to look at and revisit? All right. So sending you so many blessings and so much love, pile number 2. Thank you. Whew. Hello, Lori. Hello. Carm. It's so hard to know what the next move is sometimes. You know, Carm, if you don't know, meditate and sit with it. Don't feel urgency. Urgency is fear energy. So when you're trying to make a decision and you're trying to do it urgently, that's the fear energy. And so I would say just sit with it and let it unfold around you, or let the epiphanies come, the perspective come, or sometimes you actually get the opportunity or the help kind of flow into your experience when you just sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to surrender. I don't know how, I don't know when things are going to change or things are going to unfold, but I'm just going to keep doing what I can do in the day, in my day-to-day life experience. I'm going to keep staying in the idea that everything's working out for my highest and greatest good, and just let it be. And it will appear the way it's supposed to. All right. So thank you for being here and asking that great question. Okay. Pile number 3. Oh, I love this card. So the overarching energy of pile number 3 for the Scorpio new moon is beauty. Beauty. So this is about really stepping back and admiring the beauty within you and the beauty in your experience. So Spirit is really asking you to be very observant and be very compassionate to yourself. The steps you're taking, the choices and decisions you're making, and really start to recognize what you're bringing to the table, what your attributes are, how loving and kind you are to others, and recognize that as a strength, not a weakness. Because in this new moon energy, it is big energy. And for people who are really kind and compassionate, people who don't value those things will see you as weak. And what they don't recognize is that you're actually very strong. So it's going to be important for you to embrace your positive attributes and give yourself that pat on the back for the good job that you're doing, especially when it's not being recognized by the people around you. Yeah, ego. Because you do have people around you that are not respecting those attributes. You have people around you that are staying in their ego, in their fear, and dependency, illusion, and materialism. So it's all those negative fear-based attributes where you're being criticized and judged. You're not being valued. You're not being empowered by the people around you. And it's going to be important for you to stand up and be those things for yourself, for you to recognize all the wonderful qualities about yourself that are not weaknesses. All right. So it's going to be really, really important for you to recognize the ego around you. And then if there's any ego that you're buying into because you're being drawn into that energy by the people around you, are you being too egoic? Are you being too critical and judgmental of others? Are you being not compassionate to other people's situations? Are you being playing the victim or blaming everyone for your situation? Really step back, take a look at yourself and say, am I diminishing the beauty around me because I'm stuck in my fear that I'm not going to be safe and stable? Because I'm not allowing myself to be in community. I'm not allowing myself to love the people around me unconditionally and value what they're bringing to my experience. So pile number 3, it's really, really important to not get in the fear, and to drop down into your heart, into compassion, into joy, into cooperation, into gratitude, so that you can receive everything that is for you. And this is big transformation, because if you look on this card, there are butterflies, okay? On this card, there is a butterfly. So this is, butterflies up here. This is big, big transformative energy. So pile number 3, the Scorpio new moon is really, really pushing you to reflect on how you're thinking about your situation and about the people around you. Are you letting your egoic mental body, the fear, drive your choices and decisions? Because if you are, chances are you're going to have to learn a lesson, go the long way, and come back around. Because when you're dealing in the fear, when you're playing the victim, when you're staying in the blame game, you're never going to get where you want to go. And this Scorpio new moon is making me feel like you are being brought to see yourself very clearly in where you're self-sabotaging by playing in those lower vibrational frequencies. Because you're out of imbalance. You're out of balance. You're overwhelmed. You're stressed. You're exhausted. You're multitasking. You're doing too much. You're taking on too much. You're giving too much. Because you're afraid. You're afraid you're not going to be okay. You're afraid that you're never going to have enough. And so you keep creating not enough. Pile number 3, you keep drawing in the not enough, the deficiency, the lack, the opportunities that don't work out, the money that doesn't appear. And the only way to flip that script is to get into joy, get into community, get into gratitude, get into believing that not everybody is out to get you. Get into believing that you are empowered. Get into believing that there is enough for you and everyone else. Getting into gratitude. Flipping the script. It's time. This new moon is going to force you to recognize you're the only one getting in your own way. Some way, somehow, something is going to happen where you're going to have something fall apart, something not come through, something not show up that you really, really need. And it's going to be easy to blame, to be the victim. And Spirit is saying, no, it's time to look in the mirror and get very clear about why you're doing that, why you keep pulling yourself down in those lower vibrational frequencies, why you're playing small in the ego, why you're stressed and overwhelmed and in imbalance. It is going to take courage and bravery to pull yourself out of the negative, to heal the reason that you get into victimization, to heal the part of you that is always blaming someone else, the society, the world, the government, whatever it is. It's time to invoke your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters and say, help me heal that part of myself that tells myself that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve. Those traumas and dramas that I'm holding on to that are holding me down. Pile number 3, this energy is going to push you in a way that is going to be so uncomfortable because you're going to have to face yourself where you've been self-sabotaging, where you've been in your own way. 21 days, 10 things every day that you're grateful for. Flip the script. Go from half empty to half full. Start allowing the universe to draw into you all the things that you do want, all the things that you need, all the things that they're trying to bring to you, but you keep resonating so low you're blocking it. It's time to get really brave and courageous to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I do play the victim. I do blame others. I don't take responsibility for my choices and decisions that don't work out. I'm resenting X, Y, or Z for my situation. I've never received it before. Why would I receive it now? I don't deserve. I'm not good enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy enough. You got to flip that script. You got to get honest with yourself. It's time. This moon is going to put something in your path that is going to smack you in the face. Pile number 3. It's not going to feel good. It's going to be an oh shit moment. I was standing in my own way. I was self-sabotaging. Because it's time. It's time to start speaking your truth. So this is the relationship card. So this might be in relationship, but this might also be you need to start speaking your truth with the people around you so that you can start receiving balance in your life. And remember, if you're speaking your truth from your mental body, the fear, then that's what they're going to feel when it comes towards them, and it's not going to receive very well. But if you can really get into compassionately loving yourself and speaking from your heart, then whatever you're saying can be received by whoever you're saying it to, because they're going to feel the love behind it. So pile number 3, you might have the hardest time with this new moon energy. But this is, in some way, all of us feeling like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And we've got this. We can do this. We can love each other. We can love ourselves. We can get into gratitude. We can request a most benevolent outcome. We can pray to ask for what we need, invoke that help, set your intentions, and then meditate and get quiet and receive the knowingness, the feeling, the inspiration, the intuition. This is big energy. We've been feeling it for these previous 3 days. We're feeling it today, really feeling it today. And we're going to feel it for the next 3 days. But you've got this. You can do this. But you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to love yourself. Remember, you can't change your external until you change your internal. And so pile number 3, learning how to speak and ask for what you need is going to be really, really important. Because it's going to be uncomfortable. The first couple of times you try to do it, it's going to be downright hard because you're not used to speaking up for yourself, advocating for yourself, loving yourself enough to put yourself first. And it's time. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Ann. It's time for all of us to stand in our power, love ourselves. But this is big energy. This is big energy. So that is what I have for you all tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I am sending you so much love and so many blessings. And I will be back tomorrow with the daily message on Friday. How did we get to Friday? I have no idea. And for those of you that are really having a hard time standing in your power, speaking your truth, I have the integrative energy therapy, which is a beautiful healing modality that will help you to heal the issues in your tissues, your traumas and your dramas. Thank you, Lacey. And if it's something you're interested in, please take a look at guidance311.com to book your session. Or if you just need a reading with me to get some insight and some clarity on the energies around you, that is also there. Right now I am teaching the intuitive guidance class, and I do have the evidentiary mediumship class coming in the spring. So a lot's going on. So yeah, Marcia. Yeah. So I am here. And I am sending you so much love and so much light. Have a beautiful night, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.